you joining. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes to let anyone that's arriving late to join. So make sure everything technically is working. Yeah, we've got a couple more joining, so we will wait. Yes. And we'll go ahead and talk about everything and then answer questions at the end, but if in time, feel free to throw them up in the chat. Yes. This is Alan Long. He's a senior developer here at Codefi, and I am Chris Carnell, co-founder at Codefi and a program director for the Marquette Gym. So we just kind of want to give you an update, actually brief informational overview on the programming course, review of everything that we have going on. So the Marquette Tech District Foundation was an organization founded last year to accelerate development of education and resources so that people could increase technology in the area, and that be job programs that we're doing that by is through Code Labs. That's why you're here right now, and it is a course to take people from basically no education at all to entry-level job as a developer. We're able to do that by grant funding from great state like the Missouri Technology Corporation and the Delta Regional Authority, who give dollars to organizations that support workforce training. So as far as this course, wanted to start off by kind of telling you why we're doing these types of courses as well, why it's important, reasons why we think it's a benefit for you to become a computer programmer. And then Alan will talk a little bit about the actual course that will be. As far as why, if you're interested in being a developer and you still have some questions around that, for employers, we work a lot around the area and we do some software development as well here at Codefi, and there is a lack of developers in this region. Pretty from Saving all the way down to Louisiana, but specifically here in Southeast Missouri. So the average developer per worker it's about 2.4%, and here in Southeast Missouri we're at 0.4%. So there's a lack of developers in this. Different dev shops around here, they're searching for employees, and they have to look in Kansas City and St. Louis, Memphis, Nashville, Little Rock to find to come do the work with them, the work for them. So now what you probably are, you could be anything from unemployed to underemployed. Maybe you're stuck in your career. You want to grow in your current position. We've seen previous courses that we've done. There's been factory workers that have been displaced, so they just lost their jobs. There's been people that have their own ideas and they just want to learn how to code to build it themselves. So that could be you. One thing great about computer programmers currently is there's a lot of job security. So through 2024, there's been some research done that shows that the job growth just in Missouri specifically for computer programmers is expected to go 10% and 12% across the U.S. It's a job in high demand, and it's going to continue to be that way. So another benefit of being a computer programmer is the salary. So when you look at annual mean salaries for all occupations across Missouri, the annual mean salary is around $35,000 compared to computer programmers. So that's the annual mean. Now, when you look at entry-level jobs for computer programmers, those usually start from $40,000 and go up. Usually make $150,000 plus. We're on the lower end because we're in kind of southeast Missouri. When you get the metro, then it grows up building. So another benefit of being a computer programmer is there's a lot of organizations across the country, even across the world, that hire you and just have to be in the building. You could be a computer programmer working from home. So that's a benefit that a lot of people have. So that is kind of the reasons that you could be looking for, or some of the benefits of being a computer programmer. So I'm going to pass it on to talk about for during this course.
Yeah, so what we're looking for in terms of students is we don't really have an age requirement. It doesn't really matter what age you are. What we're really looking for is your logical problem solving skills. So do you have the mind that's necessary to actually be, even if you don't have any programming experience, that's fine. We'll take you from nothing up through what we consider to be a junior developer course. Now the course itself is about 20 weeks. We're going to be starting November 6th. There are still seats open. So there are still seats open. We haven't made final determinations on who's getting in yet. The first day will be November 6th, and we're going to be going Monday and Thursday for classes. That'll be running up through Christmas break, starts December 22nd, I think we said. And then we're going to break for about weeks. I think we pick up again somewhere around January 8th, I think, is what we said. And then we're going to do another 8 weeks there. Then we're starting the third period, and what we're going to do there is we're going to bring in local employers, and we're going to have you working alongside what the job would actually entail. So you get to actually work with an employer on a real live project of some sort. Structure of the course is going to look like the first 6 weeks. Then we break for Christmas. We come back for another 8 weeks after that. And that's when we start. And that's not a guarantee of employment. That's just you working with them so you see what it would be like from day to day. So what we're looking for and what you'll need in order to be successful in this class, you're going to need about a minimum of 15 to 20 hours of work outside of class to learn how to program. But the benefits are definitely there. I think you'd do well for yourself to learn how to do it. Another thing is persistence. When you're trying to learn something new, but the more persistent you are in sticking with it, the more benefits you'll see long term. So one of the things that we do about 3 or 4 groups, and each group is going to get a teaching fellow. We're not going to throw you to the sharks and let you try to sink or swim. With you at all times, you can ask questions about whether it's me or one of the other teaching fellows who will be joining us. If you have any questions, you can contact me or any of the teaching fellows at any point. We're going to set up a Slack channel so that you can always get hold of us and ask questions. Do you have any questions about the course or about why we're doing it?
And we're going to go ahead and understand some of you put that the video. So we're going to put the website and an email in the comments for if you have questions outside of this webinar. Maybe you're watching the webinar after the live feed. So Alan, I'm going to step in front of you here. Yeah. But if you all have some questions, to answer the starting from the top.
Sure. Okay. SX guitar. Yet we haven't made final determinations about who's getting in the class. That'll be probably in October, start November.
Correct. Yes. The course is free. So the organization foundation is funded by federal and state agencies, Missouri Technology Corporation and the Delta Regional Authority. So because
one of the other questions, so SX Guitarist, you said I've coded for Visual Basic, language difference or is fairly similar. It's going to be significantly different from Visual Basic. C# can actually compile Visual Basic to C# and vice versa, but it's pretty radically different from.
So just in case nobody saw it, we are going to paste the link again. So if you go to there and on the website, that answers a lot of questions as well. But if you have any questions outside of the fact, feel free to email that email at marquettetechinstitute.org, and he will answer you there. We still have some questions coming in, so we'll hang around for 5 more as our other questions asked.
Yeah, so Gavin asked, what is Ruby usually used for in industry? Itself or for scripting, and so instead of rather building large complex programs with Ruby, it's usually for more smaller jobs. One of the things we're going to be doing with Ruby is using a web framework called Ruby on Rails, and that is where we actually built. We use Ruby on Rails to great success here. Airbnb is a Ruby on Rails web app. I'm sure there are others out there that I'm not thinking about. It's not an obscure language at all. Lots of people use it. And once you know the skill of actually how to learn a language, it's very, very easy to pick up others. When will we know if we're in? End of October? Yeah, start of November, end of October, that time frame.
Correct. Is October 27th. So you apply and then you'll get an email with an assessment. It's a critical thinking assessment. And we should hear back from us by October 31st is when we're hoping to have everyone an email back. And then the classes start in November.
So Joe asked, will web app security be part of the course? Yeah, that's definitely going to be a part of it. That'll be in later 8 weeks after. Right.
One thing this came top of my mind, but so of course you're going through the course, you're working with real professional software developers and you're learning your unit 3, you're going to work with employers, but throughout the course we're also going to bring in other professionals, everyone from project managers to local software professional developers, freelancers, and so just kind of all throughout the industry to give chats at the beginning, to give you a chance to look at different aspects of how you can get in, because there's not just, you learn how to code, there's not just one thing you can do. There's as you can work in technology and type of companies, whether you're working facing and talking with a client or whether you're working in a company that you're currently freelancing, what have you. So you're also going to get a chance to talk with other professionals in the industry.
Yeah, and I've done everything from the Department of Defense, so there's a wide swath of things that you can do with a programming background and knowledge.
We'll just give it probably 1 more minute or so for anyone that has questions, and then we'll sign off here. We are going to have a informational meeting here at Codefi next Thursday. If you feel like you have some more questions or you would just like to see us face to face. So that's next Thursday, and that starts at 5:30 as well here at Codefi, and that's 338 Broadway, and we're on the 6th floor. And then we'll have the at October 19th, the same time. So we look forward to hearing from you, and of course, we look forward to getting a part of the class and learning how to code.
Us at the email provided in the chat. Oh, there is one more. I already know C and C++. Will you be primarily looking for people with no? Do I have a chance?
So the previous, and that actually is not, we don't look at past programming. It's really the main thing we look at is your critical thinking ability, which you go through the assessment. So we don't require you to have any programming down, but if you do, that's not bad.
Yeah, that'll be nothing but an asset.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for your questions, and thanks for watching us.
All right. We're signing off.